Good day on this Holy Saturday. Welcome to my garage again. It's a little bit chilly out here today in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. I was gonna, through this whole week, I was gonna do it outside, but I end up in my garage. Maybe there's some sort of symbolism in that I'm giving all these fruits of my meditation in my garage. Before I start with my fruits, I just want to share how much I truly enjoy Holy Saturday, and especially as being a deacon, last year I had the great privilege and opportunity to bless the food and the candles and all these preparatory items for Easter on Holy Saturday in the afternoon, 1 o'clock. It's great to see people together and bringing the fruits of their labor to the church to be blessed, to be used in the proper celebration of Easter. And I really missed that this year. Although I had a great opportunity. A family here in Moose Jaw made a Paschal candle, and they had some water, and we did a drive-by blessing. So they were in their car holding their stuff up, and I blessed that. So I thank you so much for that opportunity this year. Although it's a little bit different, there's no blessing of the food and the candles and the celebration in the preparation for Easter. So that really brings me to another reason, and it comes in the subject of our meditation today. This idea of silence, this idea of slowing down, this idea that we are humbly waiting for Christ. And for me, silence is so important to my own spiritual life. And in this time of quarantine, as people are saying, social distancing and all this other stuff. And for me personally, it's become, in a sense, more intense relationship-wise. Like, we're all in the house, my family. There's been lots of emails and phone calls of people reaching out. I'm reaching out to them. And for this whole time of Holy Week, like this, it seems a lot more busy. And not only that, but busy sort of in this sense of noise. Lots of noise. And I'm a person that likes to have a lot of news like this. I like to consume a lot of information for good and sometimes for bad. And Holy Saturday tells me that I need to keep silent. That there is this silence of the heart and of the mind and even of what we do. Tradition in my family growing up is Good Friday was always the time of work, like to get the house ready, to get all the preparatory stuff for Easter ready. And so this, obviously, going to Good Friday service, Station of the Cross was always part of my family tradition. But it was actually Holy Saturday where there was lots of silence. There was this tradition of not really, we've already prepared for the upcoming feast. The Holy Saturday was in preparing for the vigil, right? Preparing for that great feast after the vigil, but this silence. And I haven't, for many years, tapped into that tradition that I grew up with, except until this year. This year, this Holy Saturday was and continues to be full of silence, full of doing not much other than prayer and in silence in this anticipation of Easter. And this gives me to the second fruit, is this idea of rest. I've noticed through my whole fruits of my meditations is this contrast between what Christ calls us and what the world calls us to do. And in the world, especially it's really evident in this COVID-19, is that the world doesn't understand death. And as we approach the celebration of Easter, I don't think this world understands celebration. And today in the Holy Saturday, I don't think the world understands rest. Rest is to be in the bosom of Christ, to allow all of our stress, our fears like this, to be brought to Christ and to rest in that, to rest in this sureness of joy that will accompany this rest. This is my prayer for you, dear listeners, is that you find this rest, this silence here on this Holy Saturday. I'm reminded as I was meditating is that the next time I will speak to you in this way, it will be Easter. But today we wait. And as you know, the virtue of this month is love of neighbor. how do we love our neighbor is in our family or all around us, is to allow them the opportunity for rest and silence. How often do we demand of other people what we need now, or are we fill up our days and times just with needless chatter? Today, let's allow people to find rest and find silence this day. I'm also in great sadness. I come to you is that as we approach Easter Vigil, is that there will be no community to celebrate this wonderful feast with, this essential feast of our faith. My daughter and I were just talking at the lunch table and talking about that if Jesus did not rise from the dead, we'd have no faith. It is the highest feast. Today and tonight, and as I continue, my prayers will be with you, and my prayers will be that one day we will celebrate face to face, that we will celebrate these great Easter mysteries together as a church, as a people in Christ. So hopefully my hope and prayer is that you'll have a restful and silent Holy Saturday as we prepare for the Easter miracle.
Prayer
Amen.
after meditation. I thank you, my God, for the good resolutions, affections, and inspirations that you have communicated to me in this meditation. I beg your help in putting them into effect. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father, and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me. Amen.